are go for liftoff in T-minus 30.
Hit the record button.
Gosh, that's swell.
Italo, Blog Talk Radio.
So welcome to another episode of Italo's Black Talk Radio. And for those that are tuning in, please don't be confused with QVC or the Shopping Network. We're going to be showing you some stuff that I have never shown you before. But before I do that, I want to say hi to y'all.
Hi.
And we have the guest of the day. Her name is Dawn Starr. I don't know if that's your actual name, but
Yes.
I like that.
That is my actual name.
Wow.
That is the name I was given when I was born.
That's actually awesome.
Thank you.
You must be like, I don't want to assume, but is this like a hippie movement kind of way of naming
No,
you?
I asked my parents that. I asked them if they were hippies, and they said no, that they weren't. And I said, well, where did y'all come up with that? My mom said that they just like the name Dawn. And my middle name is Cherie. And so they just named me Dawn Cherie Starr. Their last name was Starr. So it was just the name that was popular at the time.
That actually fits, Dawn Starr, very cosmic.
Yeah, it fits my personality, I believe.
Right. So you fit your name. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So for those that don't know, Dawn and we just met literally today, but we have been in the same life. Sorry that my eyes are going like this because I have for the first time I'm getting I got my ring light, and I'm getting used to the ring light being on my face.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. So we met through Joe A-Tang. We're part of the same gang.
Yes.
And for those that don't know, Joe is a wonderful TikToker. I've never seen another live like his.
No.
And you can probably tell me your experience, but I've been following for only like a week or so. But
I've been following him for a few months.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay. So every morning now, I have to have the word of the day ready for him in case that he calls out of the blue, because he has his what does he call them? Not the newbies, but the
OGs.
The what?
OGs.
OGs.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I guess I'm an OG.
Yes.
Because anytime that he wants to, if he knows that you're awake and you text him, letting him know what your word of the day is, you will expect a call from him.
Yes.
But he might or may not get to you because he's getting so many people now.
Yes, and he's getting new people every day, so he usually gets plenty of calls going during the day. So, yeah.
I don't know how he does it. I'm kind of getting to be in the same sense. Like, I've never done a podcast so many times in a day. Like, I already had DJ Mellow Blends this morning. I was supposed to have another DJ come through, but he didn't make it because he's in Australia and God knows what time of the day or what even day it is. Now I'm having you.
My time there.
Yeah, it's like Thursday over there.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm having you, Dawn Starr.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So let me know what your word of the day is.
My word of the day today was act of kindness. So I didn't get a chance for him to call me, so I didn't get a chance to really say my word of the day. But I definitely wanted everybody to know that my word was act of kindness. And I know that's not just one word, but I definitely want that out there, that people know that we need more acts of kindness out there. And I actually have a challenge out there for people to do acts of kindness. And I wrote little notes on, can I say some challenges?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You
Help,
can make
help
a
inspire.
hug.
Help
Huh?
inspire is what. Help
Okay.
inspire.
You can make hug coupons. You can tell silly jokes to make people laugh. You can pay for a stranger's coffee. Just if you're buying yourself a cup of coffee, pay for a stranger's coffee. Why not? It's only maybe $1 or a couple of dollars. You don't have to do it every day. Leave a happy note for somebody to find. Just a little note, post-it note for somebody to find. Maybe it'll make them smile. Take quarters to a vending machine so that people can, use the vending machine and don't have to use their quarters. Thank a teacher or a nurse or a doctor. Just walk up to them and thank them for the hard work that they're doing right now, because right now is really scary times for all of them. Am I still with you?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting a call and I don't know how to decline it.
That's okay. I can still hear you though. If you want to keep going.
Okay. Let's see.
I love your picture, by the way, the one that you have on.
Thank you very much. Smile at everyone that you see. Pass out stickers to kids. Are we back? Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to decline calls without hanging up on people.
That's fine.
Yeah, hand out stickers to kids. Go by the dollar store and buy some little stickers and just hand them out to kids that are standing in line with their parents or, whatever.
Yeah.
Make cookies for your neighbors. That might be a little hard these days because your neighbors might be a little weary with the COVID and everything. But, maybe if your neighbor knows you well enough, maybe they'll be comfortable with it. And then, write a letter to a soldier. During the holidays, they have where you can write letters to soldiers. Then there's also...
I never thought of that, actually. That's a pretty interesting
Really?
one. Yeah. I mean, I
during the
seen it
holidays,
before.
they have that where you can actually do that. I'm not sure how you get a hold of the address. I know...
But once we find out, we'll put the link below.
Yeah, I'll try to find out for you and let you know.
Yeah.
And it's definitely nice to do because they're missing their family around the holidays. So definitely, if we can write them a letter and let them know that they're being thought of and that they're missed and that they're thanked.
Besides, myself as a writer, I appreciate getting a card. I know that nowadays nobody gives a card. The Christmas cards are out of fashion or old fashioned, whatever. But yeah, getting a letter from a stranger, that's actually right up my alley.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good for you to do.
Like the word of the day, or you know what I mean? Like something. And my word of the day, so I was telling you, I don't know if I was telling you this or somebody else. Like the word of the day doesn't come to me in the morning sometimes. Like sometimes I have to wait. So I think my word of the day was balance.
Balance?
Balance.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
I
balancing.
think you did tell me, but you didn't tell me what the meaning behind it was.
Yeah, balance is okay, so I won't go in so deep into it because I don't want to take the whole thing. But yeah, balancing basically meaning balancing my time between the people that are with me and the people that are on my virtual reality, this is a virtual call. So I have a problem with that. Sometimes I tend to, and I'm a Libra, so
I am too.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
All right. Cool.
October
So,
5th here.
second.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
It is.
All right. So, doot, doot, doot. Cool. So yeah, that's the word of the day because sometimes I find it hard to balance the scales
Mhm.
between the people that I
I
care
know
for.
exactly what you mean.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, I won't go into. I already went into it before on the podcast, so I'm not going to expand.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
So
I understand.
yeah.
Because I'm right there with you, so I understand.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, Dawn, you like to do. What is your creativity? How does it show to you?
My
Like
creativity
in what form? Like what do you do?
for a living or for what my jewelry? Okay. So I have a
Right.
business that you're like, get to it, Dawn. Come on now. I sell paparazzi accessories, which is a $5 jewelry. And it's like the jewelry that I have on.
I'm like,
It's a high-end costume jewelry. You
okay.
see,
Oh wow, I like that
it's
one.
it's $5 jewelry, and
Okay.
it's affordable jewelry. And right now, especially, people are wanting to buy stuff for themselves to make themselves feel better. And women love to shop for themselves to feel better, and so do men actually. And we have men's jewelry also. And at $5, you can't beat that. In a time of struggle, people are looking for something that they can afford and still
Right.
be able to feel good about themselves. So that's basically what I do right now.
Right. Yeah, especially with the COVID-19 and the pandemic, and yeah, everybody's going through the economy struggles, and
Yes.
so yeah, it makes perfect sense. And now we're approaching the holidays, which is getting stressful.
Yes. So
And
we've got lots of stuff that's perfect for the holidays for gifts and stuff. We've got kids jewelry. I brought some. Uh, we've got like little kids rings these are just $1.
oh, cool,
Like that's like a little
dragonfly.
dragonfly there. Yeah.
Oh,
These are just little balls that have little sprinkles in them
nice.
that you can shake and stuff. They're little adjustable rings for kids. They're just $1. And then we have, like I said, we have men's jewelry too. I don't have any of that with me. And then we have different, women's jewelry that's adjustable jewelry for different size, women. And we just, I enjoy it because I like fashion, and that's, of course, that's right up my alley. So that's why I enjoy doing it.
So what made you started on this on this venture?
Well, I was going through Facebook at one point. This was before TikTok, and I had seen a lady selling the jewelry over the Facebook doing a live. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is such pretty jewelry. So I started buying it. And the more and more I bought it, the more and more I thought, well, why don't I just sell it? Because I like it so much. And, she seems to be doing pretty good for herself. And so I started selling it. Well, the more I sold it, the more I fell in love with it. And so I thought, well, I'll just stick with this and make a go at it. So
Right.
that's what got me started.
So you make this jewelry yourself?
No, I actually buy it from the company, uh,
Oh, okay.
Paparazzi Accessories.
Oh, okay.
It's a
How do
company
people?
out of Utah.
Oh, okay.
hmm
How do people? So they have to go to Facebook, or where do they have to go?
Well, I actually have a website, and they can either go to the website and do that, or they can go to my Facebook, and I do Facebook Lives.
Hmm.
So it would be just Dawn Starr, and they could go to my Facebook Live, or they can go to paparazziaccessories.com, and it's /197929.
Okay.
And that's my website.
Okay. Well, I'll post it below. So if anybody's
Okay. I
listening,
appreciate that.
if you're on YouTube, which you should be on YouTube because she's already showing us all the jewelry.
I
But if you're
haven't
not,
figured it out yet.
what's that?
I haven't figured out YouTube yet.
Oh, YouTube. Okay. Well, you're gonna be on
Yeah.
YouTube now. But yeah, if you haven't been on YouTube, now you are. And the links will be below. And so, and also Spotify or whatever you're listening to the podcast, I will put all the information on it. And of course, you have your TikTok, which is where we are right now. That's how we met.
I'm so glad I
And
met you.
yeah. And then we were talking earlier, and yeah, we were like, well, why don't we just do a TikTok? I mean, a podcast.
Hmm.
'Cause I'm on a roll today. I'm in a roll. Like
Good job.
I'm trying to balance, but it's like TikTok is waiting.
You're like,
Right.
um,
You know how it is. Very, very addicting.
yes.
And for those that haven't been on TikTok lately, and they think it's all WAP dance and
Yeah, that's
whatnot.
what I was saying earlier. It's not just dancing, huh?
No, it's not dancing. It's a lot. It's actually it takes a while. It takes a while for anybody to get into the right formula or the right algorithm, whatever they want to call it. And once you find that niche of people, that's what I was telling Joe in the podcast. Is like I see him as a nucleus. So that was my word of the day yesterday, nucleus, because when I find a nucleus, immediately I'm already getting connected to other people that are very positive, very, they're trying to make a difference in
Right.
social media. And as you know, and you agreed earlier, Facebook, Instagram, any other social platforms don't have the same community
Mhm.
that we find, in TikTok.
Right.
So ever since you met Joe and ever since you have, been in his lives and everything, have you seen a difference in your TikToks? I'm
In my
curious.
TikToks or in my life?
In your life also.
Yeah, in
general.
both. Yes, actually, you're right. Yes. In my TikToks, I've been doing the high movement a lot. So it's been giving me something to kind of start off at. So it's like, okay, what am I going to do? Well, I'll do a high video and I'll kind of incorporate that. I did one where I had high on the front of my hand here. And it was one where you had to do, your hand so fast and, see if you could do it. And I did that one and I did another one. So yeah, the videos, yes. And as far as my personal life, yes, it's very, it's impacted me, because I wake up and I watch his show and it makes me very positive and it makes me feel good. And I start my day off well. And I go out and I feel good out in the world, and I smile at people and I tell people all about him and his whole high and the whole movement and everything. I tell them, I've told nurses, the lady that was taking my blood the other day, I told her about it.
Cool.
Because it just, I get so excited.
Yeah.
So,
I find that out myself too. That's why and I'm a newbie. Now I guess I'm an OG.
yeah.
But I'm still a newbie because like you say, sometimes you wake up and you're not feeling it. Yeah, right. You're not, things happen. And like this morning, I just woke up and I was still tired. I haven't slept well last night. But then I didn't have a word, so I turned into his life, and I already connected to another lady too. I'm not going to reveal her name, but besides you,
Mhm.
who was actually in his life, and she was sharing about how she's being targeted by this person.
Oh,
Who,
I remember her story this morning. Yeah, that was
yeah,
very interesting.
yeah, and I connected with her, like you were saying earlier. You want to do a good deed with somebody that you haven't met, right? Or you
Mhm.
haven't. You have to show what was your word again? I'm sorry.
Act of kindness.
Act of kindness, right?
Hmm.
So I've never met this lady or this woman, but I like her word today. Was her word was fight.
Hmm.
Okay, so when she said fight, and she had described a scenario where she could be a victim,
Hmm.
but her word was I'm gonna fight. And she's actually I think she's a trainer. I haven't talked to her yet, so yeah, it's a complicated story.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
remember it from this
and so
morning.
I'm trying to get you know what I mean. Like it's hard to sum it up in one moment, but the point is that her word inspired me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
sometimes you feel defeated, or you feel like I don't
Yeah,
feel
like
like
you
it
don't want
today.
to do something, and when you listen to other people talking and giving their stories, and then you're like, you know what? If they can do it, then I need to get my butt up and I can do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you definitely get inspired, and you just get this feeling. I can't describe it. It just comes over you, and it makes you feel good.
right.
Definitely.
But yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to reach out as many
That's great.
A10 A10 gang people as well as my other people because I have like other people here, other people there, and I'm
Hmm.
kind of like that kind of person that I like to connect the dots sometimes. I like to connect this dot with that dot, and look, this dot is gonna relate to you,
Hmm.
and I already introduced some people to Joe and Liquid Shano and um, Jesselyn. So anyways, I have a list of people that are coming to my head. But the
Hmm.
point is that yeah, it makes a difference to start
Right.
the day in a positive note, and with that lovely day songs like yes, I love
Yeah,
that.
I know. I love listening to that. And whenever there's a commercial that comes on that has that song on it, and whenever it comes on, I just kind of pop up and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I get all excited. So, yeah, I know what you mean.
So since the quarantine happened, so with everything that's going on, I'm sorry. By the way, I haven't even asked you what state are you in.
I'm in Texas,
Okay, okay, that's
and
actually
we
where
have like the worst of the COVID in Texas.
right. Yeah, yeah, it's actually a lot going on in Texas.
Hmm.
Everywhere, really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm in LA, so yeah, what's not happening in LA too? But what have you? What has been going on
What have I been doing since?
since the pandemic and since everything that's happened? Like how has that affected you?
um. Well, when it first happened, when it very first started, I was very, very depressed. I hit this real state of depression. I stayed home and cried and cried. And I just sat here watching the news, which was the worst thing to do, was sit here and watch the news because all you got was just the bad news. Yeah. And so I finally pulled myself out of that and said, Dawn, quit feeling sorry for yourself. There's people out there that need help, you know. And so I decided that I was going to get up and start finding out if there was any place I could volunteer, or if I could donate things, or if I could do something. And so I was trying to look into stuff like that. And so I slowly pulled myself out of that depression. And then watching Joe, that definitely, helped. And that got me going. And so my life has changed since then. But I miss being able to have family get-togethers. Easter came and went, and we didn't have our family get-together like we always have, with the kids doing their Easter eggs and all that stuff. And Fat Tuesday comes and goes, and I can't think of what else has come and gone. 4th of July and all the different holidays that have already passed, and here comes Thanksgiving, and we're not going to be able to have our big Thanksgiving like we always do. My parents are going to go out to eat together. My kids are having their own Thanksgiving, and so it's like, what if I don't get to see my family for Thanksgiving this year? And it's kind of hard, but
well, you could probably Zoom with them.
Yeah, I'll
FaceTime.
I'll Zoom with them for sure, because I talk to them all the time. I love my kids and they love me, and so we'll do that. But it's just not the same as sitting down to dinner and praying and having dinner together and breaking bread and doing that. So, but it's okay. We'll get through this. It'll be all right. And I pray that 2021 is going to be a little bit better. I know that it's not going to go away anytime soon. So I'm not getting my hopes up to where I don't have those false expectations. But I do have hope that we can get a little somewhere, because they have the vaccine that's coming. And so I think we're going to get somewhere. I think we're going to be all right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think we've been through the worst, but then again, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm an optimist. I'm an optimist. I'm optimistic. Anyway, optimism. Trying to get to the word, but I can't. I'm an optimist. But yeah, it's not only what's going on beyond our control, but it's also what we can control.
Mm-hmm.
We can control our emotions, and how do we react to the news? How do we react to the the COVID? How do we react to people being rude in the streets or cutting you off in the freeway or
Yeah.
how do you react? Like yesterday, I was in Walmart. I got the ring light. So there was a lady there. She works in Walmart, and so I asked her about the ring light, and she looked at me weird. She's like, "Ring light? What do you mean ring light?" I'll not describe what it is, and she's like, "Oh, that's probably in the garden section." She had no idea, and I'm like,
she didn't know where it was.
"Oh, I don't think so. It'd probably be in electronics." So, anyways, I got it. She's like, "Well, go find it over there." So I got the ring light, and then we were walking, trying to get something else in the vacuum section, and we find the same lady, and I'm like, "Oh, not her again," right? But the point is that she looked at us. She's like, "Oh," so she actually she didn't feel bad, because she's like, "Oh, so you got your ring light?" I'm like, "Yes, I did, and here it is, and just in case it's very popular, it's going to be in the." I was not being like I used to be very judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
So I allow myself to be kind,
Mm-hmm.
be nice.
Be patient with her.
She's older than me, and I'm already 48, so has no idea what TikTok is, and I was telling her about TikTok, and so the point is that I just you know, and then she's like, "Oh, what are you trying to find out now?" She's like, "Oh, the vacuum thing. Oh, I can show you that in a minute. I know where that is." And she took us there. So that, it just made a difference.
Right.
Know that you're talking to a person and not just a robot.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like, for instance, I used to have not real bad, but I used to have road rage to the part where I'm like cutting off people and stuff like that, but to where I'm in my car and I'm like, you stupid, like, why don't you speed up, or why don't you do this, or why don't you do that? I'm talking to myself, of course, but I'm yelling at people in my car, and now I'm like, what would Joe do? He would tell us to,
I'm sorry,
be patient, be quiet. Yeah, no, it's funny. But I start my day with him, and then I end up with him in my head, and and I think about the people on the show, and I think about, because that's how I start my day. So
that's
it's like,
hilarious. What would Joe do? Because it is the same as what would Jesus do?
Yeah, what would
if
Jesus
think
do?
About
now
it,
we got what would Joe do, right?
If you're listening,
we'll
Joe,
have to tell him.
If you're listening, Joe, we got an idea for your merchandise.
What would Joe do?
What would Joe do?
There you go. There you go.
We just came up with it, so don't steal the idea, okay? Or give us some credit.
That's
steal
funny.
it, but
I
give us
didn't
some
even
credit.
think about that until right now.
Yeah, what would Joe do?
Yeah, but I mean, really, yeah, I do. But that's funny.
That's a good point because, yeah, you're right. What would Joe do in this case?
Or what would he say, or what would he, because.
Then who knows? He's probably an angry driver, so we don't know how Joe drives.
Right, he's probably worse than us, right?
We're like, hey! Whoa, Joe.
All right.
Anyways, Don, I would like to continue the conversation, but we already have a few minutes left. Sure. I would like to, for you to, if there's anything you want to say to my audience, what would you say as your last words of the day? What inspired
I want to say it again, the act of kindness. Just don't forget that somebody may be going through something. That person that snapped at you or gave you an ugly look, they may be having a bad day. And just take a second to try to consider that, and maybe give them a smile, and give them a second to understand that maybe they need that. It may be hard to do that because sometimes we want to react like they give it to us. We want to give it back. But sometimes if we put a little bit of effort in to give that smile instead, or God bless you, or, have a good day, or, and sometimes you kill them with kindness. Sometimes, and so just try it. Yeah. It doesn't hurt.
Great. That is great. I love this. So thank you.
Thank you. Actually, thank you for having me.
I don't know if you can see that. It says bye.
Oh, bye.
But that means be inspired. As this one means help inspire. This one is
be inspired. Cool. I like that.
Once again, thank you, Don.
No problem. Thank you.
I didn't see this coming, guys. I never do.
We are go for liftoff in T-minus 30.
Hit the record button.
That's swell.
Italo, Blog Talk Radio.